This is an experiment for remote control of servo motor with the using pot and RF transmitter module. This section is RF transmitter module, and this section is RF receiver module. RF receiver module I have connected to one Arduino board, and for power supply purpose I am using one laptop, and this is a transmitter RF module which is connected to another Arduino Uno board, and which is also connected to another laptop. From this laptop I am controlling the servo motor which is connected to this Arduino board. So using RF transmitter and RF receiver. And now the connection everything I will explain later. Here it is displaying receiving setup completed and waiting for the signal. In transmitter section, the analog value it is showing 0 because I have kept pot in minimum position, so its value is 0, and it can be varied from 0 to 1023, and which is mapped with 0 degree to 180 degree in order to rotate the servo motor. So here the analog value is 0 and the mapped value is also 0. Now I will rotate the pot. This is a pot. Now I am rotating. Now we'll check the value in laptop. So how much it is showing? 65. Analog value is 65 and the mapped value is 14 degree. So that 14 degree we have received in receiver or not, we will check in receiver computer. In receiver I have received the value as 14, and it is received as 14, and servo motor is already rotated to 14 degree. Now you just check the rotation of the servo motor. I'll vary the pot value in the transmitter. Now I am rotating the pot. At the same time you check the. Now I am rotating. I rotated. So the servo motor is also rotated. See, it is rotated. You can hear the sound also. So now we will check the analog value and the angle also. The analog value is 591 and the mapped angle is 103. The servo motor is rotated to 103. At the same time we will check in receiver also. Receiver, it received 103 angle. Now I am focusing only on servo motor. You just check the rotation of the servo motor. See, it is rotated. See, it is rotating. Okay, so from remote place, I am able to rotate the servo motor which is connected to RF receiver. So this is all about controlling of servo motor using RF module. Remote control of servo motor using RF modules and potentiometer. This experiment demonstrate how remotely to control a servo motor using RF module and a potentiometer. With the help of potentiometer, we can control the rotation angle of the servo motor, which is connected to the RF receiver. This is receiver section. This is transmitter section. The pot is connected to transmitter section, and whenever I adjust the pot, and it will give an analog value. That analog value is given to the A0 pin of Arduino Uno board, and the Arduino board will read the analog value at this point, at this pin, and it uses amplitude shift keying modulation method, and with the help of ASK modulation it transmits the signal using RF transmitter. And since it is wireless method, the ASK modulated signal will come here. The receiver will receive the ASK modulated signal and it will convert back to the original signal. So that data is given to the pin number 3 of Arduino pin number 2 of Arduino Uno board, and the Arduino to the Arduino Uno board to pin number 3 we are connected servo motor, and the angle of the rotation of the servo motor is controlled when we rotate the pot in the transmitter section. This is about the introduction of experiment. So in why the ASK modulation is used and what is that? So in ASK modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the data signal. The data signal is coming at pin number A0. The amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with this data signal, and it means that the presence of higher amplitude represents the binary 1, and while 0 amplitude represents the binary 0. So this ASK is used in RF modules because of its simplicity. So ASK modulation is very simple to implement, and it is cost effective for a low complexity application. For that purpose, ASK modulation is used. And it is power efficiency also. ASK can be power efficient, which is a benefit for a battery operated device. For this purpose, the ASK modulation is used. They are used in many applications like remote controlled gates, in industrial automation like a robot conveyor belt moving. The speed of the belt can be varied or adjusted using RF controlled servo motors. So in hobby projects also we can use these RF modules. So in many applications we can use RF, like drones also. Remote RF control is used to adjust the angle of the camera in the drone. For that can be used. Servo motors can be controlled remotely to open and close the curtains in our home. In home automation also we can use these type of modules, that is RF modules. So this is about the introduction, and now let me explain the connection diagram. In connection diagram, transmitter section, it has got 3 pins, and the VCC pin is connected to 5 volts pin on the Arduino Uno board, and ground pin is connected to ground pin on the Arduino Uno board. So in the transmitter, it has written VCC, ground, and a data pin. The data pin is connected to pin number 10. So it is pin number 10 on the Arduino Uno board. And we require one pot to adjust the angle of the servo motor. And again, the pot, one terminal of the pot is connected to 5 volts pin on the Arduino Uno board. So since there is only one pin we can connect, you can use the breadboard to connect all the VCC and ground. And the ground of pot is also connected to ground pin on the Arduino Uno board. And the data pin is connected to A0 pin because it gives the analog value. We will connect this to A0 pin. This is the connection in the transmitter section, just to be vary the pot here. But in receiver section, since we want to adjust the rotation speed or the angle of the servo motor, we need to connect servo motor along with the RF receiver. RF receiver has got 4 pins. The same thing, VCC pin is connected to VCC. What you do, the VCC pin of RF module, VCC pin of servo motor, and VCC pin of Arduino Uno board, all you connect on the breadboard, so that it will become easy for you. And ground pin of RF receiver, ground pin of servo motor, and ground pin of Arduino Uno board, all you connect it to another point on the breadboard. Then the data pin, it has got 2 data pins. You short these data pins and connect one of the data pin to pin number 2 on the Arduino Uno board. And the servo motor, the control signal you connect to pin number 3 and VCC and ground. So this is all about the connection of servo motor in RF receiver. Okay, now I'll explain the transmitter code and receiver code. So the same thing, the code what I have given here, you copy it and paste it in a Arduino IDE software. So I have already pasted this code, and here we have to install RC switch library file. You go to Sketch and go to include library, and under manage library, you just type RC switch, capital RC, capital S, WITCH, RC switch. So it will be given. I have already installed it. You just click on install button. After installing the library file, so this RC switch, it includes the switch library in your program, and the RC switch library, it is used for sending and receiving the radio frequency, and sending and receiving data from the RF modules, that is radio frequency module. So this library makes it easy to work with our RF module, which works at 433 megahertz frequency, and they are usually used or commonly used in wireless communication projects. So for that purpose, you should include RC switch library file. After that, we are writing here RC switch, my switch equal to RC switch. This is a line which creates the instance of RC switch. It is a class and it is called as my switch. It is assigned to a variable my switch, and this object will be used to interact with the RF module, and it will allow you to send and receive the RF signal. So after that, since we are connecting the data pin of RF transmitter to pin number 10, you have to mention here. You can, I'm connecting the port to A0 pin, that also you should mention here. And the port will give value from 0 to 1023, and we should map this to the angle of rotation, that is 0 to 180 degree. So after that, just you copy it and select the under tools, you select the board, Arduino Uno board, and select the COM port, then hit the upload button. So this is the upload button here. So you can hit on this, it will upload to the Arduino Uno board. So I have already uploaded. Then when we go to the receiver section, so in receiver also you should include RC switch. So the receiver code you should copy and paste it in another laptop. Transmitter code you should copy and paste it in one laptop. And one laptop acting as a transmitter section along with RF module and Arduino Uno board. Another laptop with another Arduino board and RF receiver and servo motor, it is acting as a receiver section. So once servo motor is connected to pin number 3 here. So I have connected to pin number 3, you have to mention here. So after the received value is checked. If the received value is 0, it will type as no signal is received. If it is not 0, then whatever the value it has received, it will be displayed in a serial monitor. If you don't want to display in serial monitor, you can use LCD display also. So if you want to display in LCD display, you just give your message in a comment box. So I'll do that experiment also. So this is all. After doing this, again you select the board, Arduino Uno board and port, then again hit on upload button. So these two codes I have already uploaded to the two different Arduino Uno boards. And the entire experiment I have shown already in the hardware video. So you just go through that, and in this way we can control the servo motor from remote location using the RF modules.